Welcome to today's practice, starting in a kneeling position. Feet are flat on the mat. Our bottom is sitting on our heels. Breathing in, taking our arms high above our head, bringing our hands together in prayer position at heart center as we set our intention for the day. Resting our hands on our lap. Taking a round of breath here. And then windmilling the arms one at a time behind us to the mat as we take our hips high. And then windmilling the arms back as we pull back on the knees and curve our spine in the opposite direction. Windmilling the arms back, taking the chest high, lifting the hips towards the sky, coming up off our heels. And then bringing the hands back to the knees. I'll roll through this one more time. Feeling the heat build up in our thighs, in our arms, and curving the spine. And coming back to sit tall. Elongation through the spine. Planting our right arm down now, coming up onto our right knee. Left leg goes long, left arm goes straight up towards the sky. And then we're going to grab the foot of our left leg with our left hand and pull the foot towards the bottom, opening up the chest and the hips, trying to get that bent leg parallel with the mat. And then taking the foot long, bending the foot back towards the bottom 3 times, and then bringing the knee back down to meet the right knee. This time we're going to go up on our left knee. Left hand is planted down on the mat. Right leg goes long. Right arm goes up towards the sky. And then we're going to grab that right foot with our right hand. Pull the foot towards the bottom, making sure our hips are square. Getting a beautiful stretch in our thigh. And then taking that leg long and tucking the foot towards the bottom. Or bringing it back down to meet the other knee. Breathing in. Exhaling as we forward fold over the knees into our child's pose. Taking some deep breaths here. Expanding the rib cage, diaphragm. Sending oxygen to the back. And then slowly rolling back up to sit on the heels. And then coming into tabletop position, I'm going to run through some cat-cow poses. So set yourself up, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, dropping our stomach towards the earth in cow position and rolling the spine in the opposite direction for cat. Breathing in, taking our gaze high. Exhaling, taking our gaze between our legs. Coming back to neutral spine. Bringing the left foot between the hands. Right leg goes long, unpacking the toes into a low lunge. And then walking the left foot out towards the edge of the mat. Just using your left hand to push gently on the knee. Really open up the hips and the pelvis. And then coming down onto our forearms, if that's comfortable for you to do. Getting an even deeper stretch through our hips and our pelvis. If it's too much to come down onto the forearms, just stay up on the hands. Slowly coming back up. Walking that foot between the hands and then kicking that leg back to meet the right. And then crossing over straight to the other side. Right foot between both hands. Left leg goes long. Knee is connected to the mat. Walking the right foot out to the edge of the mat and just gently pushing that knee away from the body. Open up our hips a little bit more. Maybe coming down onto your forearms. Might be feeling a little bit tighter on one side than the other. And that's okay. Slowly coming back up to our hands. Walking the foot back between the hands and then kicking that leg back to meet the left leg, taking the knees wide and then sinking the hips down to the heels as we take our arms long and melting our chest towards the mat, gently resting our forehead on the mat as well. This beautiful child's pose. Maybe walking the hands over to the left side. Get a beautiful stretch in our obliques. Taking a couple of rounds of breath there before walking back to the center. And then walking the hands over to the right hand side. And then coming back to center. Just taking a moment here, slowly elevating body back up to neutral spine. And we're just going to scoop our body forward, going into some baby cobras, relaxing the leg and letting the arms and the lower back do all the work here. And then just pausing at the top with straight arms. Taking a couple of rounds of breath here. And coming down onto our forearms, our Sphinx pose. Pulling the body forward with the forearms. And the left hand is going to grab the foot of the right leg. Let's give it a stretch along our quadricep. And then the right hand grabs the left leg. Just pulls that heel towards the bottom. If you have any knee problems, this might not be a possible pose for you today, so you can stay in Sphinx position. Bringing the body back to the mat and then grabbing each foot with each hand. And then pulling the feet towards the back of the head as we raise up onto our stomach, and then slowly lowering our feet back down to the earth. We're going to take our right arm out to our side here and then gently roll onto our right side so we get this beautiful stretch through our shoulder. The left leg is bent, connected to the earth. Right leg is long. And our left hand is supporting our body so we don't push past our limits here. If you have any shoulder injuries or if you feel any tweaks, just slowly roll out of this pose. Otherwise, coming onto the left side now, left arm goes long, right leg comes up and over the left leg, connects with the earth, and then our right hand gently supports our body as we feel this beautiful, juicy stretch in our left shoulder this time. This is a really good stretch and pose to release any tension or tight spots in our chest and our pec muscles. Just slowly rolling out of that pose. Just going to do some breaststroke arms. So breathing in, taking the arms around and then lowering the body back to the earth on the exhale. Do 5 rounds of breaststroke arms here. Really squeezing the scapula and the shoulders at the back of the pose. This time we're going to come into a kneeling position, but we're going to tuck the toes under to give our toes and the soles of our feet a beautiful stretch here. Be nice and tall. Maybe you want to drop your head back a little bit. Slight back bend. If that doesn't feel very good, you can place the hands on the small of the back to support the spine and the lumbar. Or if you want to take it one step further, you can plant the hands on the mat behind, taking the chest and opening up the heart towards the sky, dropping the head back, pushing the bottom of the abdomen forward, and then untucking the toes, maybe giving them a little slap on the mat, a little bit of a massage. And then coming into butterfly pose, soles of the feet come together. Maybe just pushing each knee towards the ground, rocking side to side. Closing down the eyes if that feels comfortable. Sitting really tall, creating some space through our spine. And I'm just moving into our boat pose as we slowly lower the upper body towards the mat. Tilting the pelvis upwards, breathing in, taking the chest high so we get this beautiful arch through our back, and then tilting the pelvis the other way and then flowing through to lift the back off the mat up onto our shoulders as our chest goes high. And then our back connects with the mat as we tilt our pelvis forward. Just rolling through this motion a couple of times. Taking the feet wide. And then windmilling the legs side to side. Just taking your time. And maybe taking the foot of the bottom leg and placing it over the knee of the top leg. Getting a deeper stretch through the lower back. And then gently untucking that foot. Right over to the other side. Left ankle on right knee. Taking the right leg long, bending the left knee up and over, with the right hand gently pulling the left knee towards the mat. Our left arm is out to the side, and our gaze is over to the left. Taking our left leg long now, right leg comes up and over. Our left hand pulls the knee towards the ground. Now right arm goes long to the side. Slowly untwisting. Bringing both knees towards the chest. And taking both feet out long, arms out long. And then tucking the nose up towards the knees as we lift our shoulders off the mat. Bringing our arms forward, tucking the knees in. Just going to roll through 10 of these. Working our abdominals. Pointing the toes as they go long. Fingers are spread wide, stretching as far as they can. Taking the feet back down to the mat. Just going to straighten the legs. Arms out in front long. Take our hands towards our toes. As we crunch up and work our abdominals. Just running through 10 of these. If you can touch your toes, great. You can see I'm still a long way off. Taking the knees to the chest. And then taking the knees wide. Letting them rest. Stepping in heavy out to the side. Maybe do some ankle rotations. Or just find some stillness. Bringing the knees back together. Placing the feet on the mat. And then lifting our hips towards the sky in bridge pose, pushing through the feet. Arms are staying connected to the mat. We roll up the hips, coming up onto our shoulders. Feeling the space that surrounds the body and it's elevated. Squeezing the glutes at the top and then slowly rolling the spine back down to the mat. Bringing the hands underneath the hips now. We're going to hold ourselves up in this inversion pose. Legs are straight. Our forearms are supporting our back. Just take a moment to breathe here. Maybe bringing the legs up overhead, getting them parallel to the floor, slowly raising them up again. Exhaling as we come down. Inhaling, taking the legs high. Just one more time. I'm going to bend the knees and bring them down towards the head. The knees are going to go either side of the head, and then the feet are going to rest on the ground behind the head. And then take your arms long, let them rest heavy on the mat. Just hold this pose, breathing deeply. This is the first time I've been able to do this pose. So I was very, very happy that my body allowed me the flexibility and the freedom to get into this position today. Then supporting your back, slowly rolling the legs up. Holding them for a moment. And then bending the knees and slowly running the hands down the side of the buttocks and the thighs as we gently lower the back back to the mat. Just letting the knees fall in on each other. And then taking the legs long. Coming into lying pose as we drop our feet heavy to the side. Making any final adjustments. Taking 2 deep rounds of breath here. And at first you may feel your body seem like it's getting heavier and heavier as you feel each connection point of the body with the mat going further and further into relaxation. And then when you're fully relaxed, you might find that the body starts to feel lighter as you become aware of the space that surrounds your entire body. Feeling lighter and lighter. I'm going to let you rest and relax. And I will bring you out of this meditative state in a couple of minutes. Starting to bring some movement back into the body now. Rotating the wrists, rotating the ankles, stretching the hands one way, then stretching them the other way. Maybe taking the arms long, pointing the toes, getting a full body stretch. Rolling over to one side. I was feeling so relaxed. It was hard to come out of Savasana today. Sitting on our knees as we started the practice. Closing down the eyes. Taking a big deep breath in, taking the arms overhead. Bringing our hands to prayer position at third eye. May we have kind and loving thoughts today. As we lower them to our lips, may we speak kind and loving words today. As we lower them to our heart space, may we have kind and loving intentions today. And while we're here, just think of one thing that brings you joy right now. Someone or something put a smile on your face. Namaste.